Silly season dominoes continue to fall in NASCAR as it has just been announced that Hunter Nemechek will drive the 42 for Legacy Motor Club in 2024. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to the video. As I just said a second ago, it has been officially announced and confirmed that Hunter Nemechek will drive the 42 for Legacy Motor Club in 2024. As he announced on his social media page on his YouTube title, The Big Announcement. Hunter Nemechek has been competing in the Truck Series and Xfinity Series the last couple of years. Remember, Hunter did compete in the Cup Series back in the 2020 season for Front Row Motorsports. This, in my opinion, has been one of the greatest redemption stories for any driver in the sport over the last few years. Because like I said, in 2020, he competed full-time for Front Row Motorsports. And he struggled in the Cup Series in 2020, having the most incidents, I think, involved in a season for any driver that year, and having one of the worst seasons, even though he did score top 10 at Darlington, which was really, really impressive. He struggled in 2020. So at the end of the 2020 season, he made a decision to go back to the Truck Series and drive for Kyle Busch Motorsports in the Ford organization, where he went on to win 4 or 5 races that year and make it to the Championship 4. In 2022, unfortunately, was not able to back it up to make it to the Championship 4, but he still won 2 or 3 races in that season and was still a championship threat. And then in 2023, went back to the Xfinity Series on a full-time basis for the first time since 2019, when he, of course, drove for GMS Racing. And then, of course, in 2023, he's already won 5 races this year, and he's right now, in my opinion, one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. This is a no-brainer move, and why is he going to Legacy Motor Club? Well, remember, he's going to the 42 for Legacy Motor Club because Legacy Motor Club is going to be switching to Toyota next year. Eric Jones will be driving the 43 car on a full-time basis, and John Hunter will be driving the 42 car. Now, there have been some potential possibilities of him maybe going to the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, but that was before it was announced earlier this week that Denny Hamlin has signed a multi-year agreement with Joe Gibbs Racing, and this has been rumored for the last few months. This, in my opinion, is a very, very good move. Now, a lot of people are going to look at the performance of that 42 car and what we've seen this year with the 42 car and say that this is not a good move for John Hunter. Well, remember, Legacy Motor Club is going to be switching from Chevy to Toyota, and they're going to be getting direct support from TRD. And Toyota, of course, is expanding next year. 2311 is sticking around. And then, of course, like I said, Legacy is going to Toyota, and they're going to be getting direct support from Toyota. So I think this is actually going to chronologically be a really, really great move. This opportunity also became available when Noah Gragson was let go from Legacy Motor Club, and he made the decision to leave after the incident had taken place a few weeks prior, where he was suspended indefinitely from the sport, and has still not been cleared to come back to the sport at this current and given moment. Now, what are my expectations for Hunter Nemechek going into the 2024 season? I do think Legacy Motor Club in general is going to have a little bit of struggling pains, but I do expect that 42 car to perform the best it's been. Because in my opinion, Hunter Nemechek is one of the better drivers in the lower series. Yes, of course, he did drive in the Cup Series in 2020, but I do think John Hunter is going to have a very solid year in the Cup Series. I'm not saying he's going to make the playoffs, so let's be honest. I think if anyone's going to make the playoffs from Legacy Motor Club, it's going to be the guy who has more experience driving for that team, that being Eric Jones. I think Hunter Nemechek will be a contender for will be an outside contender for wins at points next year. But I think the goal for John Hunter is to just get a little more experience and try to finish in the top 25 in the standings. I know this seems like really, really low bars and low expectations, but you have a lot of competitive teams and a lot of competitive cars. And he joins a list of competitive drivers and a growing list of drivers who can go out and win races. And you look at Legacy Motor Club, especially recently, Legacy Motor Club has been a lot faster out on the racetrack. Eric Jones has been up front a lot more consistently. I think he's had 8 or 9 top 11 finishes in the last 10 or 12 races. And then you look at the 42 car with Carson Oscar, who just drove that car. He just picked up his first top 20 finish and only his second start and ran in the top 20 a majority of that race. I think with Legacy going to Toyota, I think this is a very, very genius move. And it makes a lot of sense, too, because he was the number 1 driver in the TRD pipeline. So it made a lot of sense for him going into this move. Now, I don't know whose crew chief's going to be. I wonder if Luke Lambert's going to come back. My best guess, potentially Ben Bayshore could also move up. I don't think any of that was announced tonight, but my best guess is maybe Ben Bayshore is going to be the crew chief for that number 42 car. But I am really excited for this move. I've been seeing that John Hunter has deserved another opportunity in the Cup Series. He's made a couple select Cup starts from time to time. Made a start in 2022 in the 45, in the 23 or the 45 car in substitution there. And I do believe that John Hunter will, as time goes on, he will be there to help Legacy Motor Club grow as an organization. And what's really, really cool and awesome about him going to the 42 for Legacy Motor Club is he's going to be driving the 42 like his father had. Remember, when his father started in the Cup Series in the late 1990s, he drove the 42 for Felix Sabates before Chip Ganassi came into play in the late 1990s. And, of course, we saw Joe Nemechek win in that car, beating Tony Stewart in 1999 at New Hampshire, picking up his first career Cup victory at the time. I think John Hunter is going to be able to continue that legacy, and I really hope that Legacy Motor Club can go out there and do a throwback of that number 42 car, because I think that'd be really, really awesome and really, really exciting. But I'm really stoked for John Hunter. I'm glad to see he's getting the opportunity to drive the 42 car next year, and we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of questions surrounding what happens with their Xfinity program going into 2024. We're not sure who's going to be driving the team. My best guess is Sammy Smith is going to continue driving the 18 car next year for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series. There's obviously some conversations about Ryan Truex potentially driving full-time. That's my best guess who's going to be taking over that 20 car full-time in 2024. There's also potential possibility that Trevor Bayne, if he can get the funding and sponsorship, maybe he could be full-time with the team. There's also other drivers have been rumored. I mean, Matt DiBenedetto's been rumored at one point to potentially drive that 20 car, maybe for Joe Gibbs Racing Xfinity Series program for 2024. So we know that there's going to be some changes happening with JGR's Xfinity program going into 2024. And what does this mean for the Toyota stable? Well, you get more strength in numbers. You get a really talented young driver coming back to the Cup Series for the first time on a full-time basis, competing in the Cup Series for a championship for the first time in 3 years in 2024. Last time, like I said, of course, he ran full-time in 2020. I am so stoked, though, for John Hunter Nemechek. I think he's going to make the best of it. I think he's going to do as good as he can in that car, and I think he will for sure be an outside the guy to go out there and win races. We've seen how good they've been on super speedways, and the team, I think, will get kind of back to their ways for, because you look back to 2022, Eric Jones was really good in that car in 2022, the 43, and went on to win the Southern 500. And I think that team is going to get back to some of their winning ways, especially with them getting direct support from Toyota. I really, truly believe they're going to get back to their winning ways. So I'm really stoked for John Hunter. I'm excited about this and glad to see that John Hunter Nemechek will be driving full-time for Legacy Motor Club in 2024. This is well-earned, well-deserved, and he's earned the right to drive for the team in 2024. So, that is going to today's NASCAR news and motorsports news special breaking news report. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, soon if I win a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links are below that, and comment with your thoughts below on today's video. How well do you think John Hunter Nemechek is going to do at Legacy Motor Club in 2024? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have the NASCAR Cup Series race picks for the Hollywood Casino 400. Then on Friday, there should be a NASCAR news video dropping the channel. If not, though, the only video that will be coming out is a truck review from Kansas. Then on Saturday, we'll have the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Kansas. And then, of course, on Sunday, we'll have the Cup Series race review from Kansas as well. Got a lot of great content dropping the channel that I cannot wait to share with you all. So anyways, like I said, and I want to thank you guys for watching today's special breaking news report, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.